Whoops, that wasn't meant to happen. I had my my intro screen for Holiday Magic in the wrong place. Sorry about that, you guys. Good morning. Good morning from the Chicago suburbs. I'm Megan Andrew, and I'm super excited that you are all here today. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Mindy. And Gina's here. Oh my goodness, Gina. I know you have so much to do. Thank you so much for jumping in. Donna Dunn is here. Nikki Forker. I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces and a few new ones too. Super excited that it's still July because, as you know, Christmas in July is pretty amazing. I hope you feel that way because when at the end of the year and it's really like crunch time to send out your cards, it is so stressful to do that. And I never have time. I always have these grand ideas of like, I'm gonna craft tags for all my gifts. I'm gonna make all the teachers like bespoke cards like specifically for them. And it never happens. So this is the best time of year for us to craft those cards. And of course, Gina K came up with the most amazing kit to help us get started on our Christmas greetings and crafts. And I'm super excited to work with that today. Hey, Robin is also from the Chicago burbs. I'm in the southwest corner, Robin. I don't know where you are. Linda, thank you for joining. Super excited. Yes, Gina says, I'm working while watching. You're a busy lady, Gina. Thank you for being here. No Christmas sweater. This is as close as I get to a Christmas sweater, Barbara, because it's warm. I'm getting warm. I think I'm getting into that like midlife era where I'm a little bit too warm to wear a sweater in my office unless I crank down that AC. So this is my sweater, but it's sleeveless. You know, I'm okay with that. Hey, Winnie Bell, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So it's an exciting week in my life this week because Holiday Magic with SCT is coming tomorrow, which you just saw my intro and heard that Christmas music, which is hilarious. Sorry about that. So Holiday Magic happens tomorrow, and I know a lot of you guys are joining us for that, so we have more Christmas on the way. But I have an announcement at the end of my live, so be sure to stay tuned for that. A really exciting announcement I can't wait to share with you guys. But let's get right into this kit, and then I'll show you the card I created. If you missed it, I had a pre-recorded video the night of the release party, so you can go back and watch that at any time. And I'll share that one with you too. So let's go to my down camera. Barbara said, you need Kathy Z's fan. Yes, I'm probably not there yet, but I'm getting close to it. Hey, Carissa, I am feeling much better. Today, I actually did a strength workout. I walked all week just to try to like move my body. But I'm feeling much better today. Tomorrow I'll be 98%, I think. Okay, so I love that Gina's box says a whole lot of happiness inside, and I say this every time I do a video with it, that this statement is so true because there's so many good things inside of this box. And not the Polyglaze, but you know, that's an addition. I just keep mine with it so I know where everything is. But take a look real quick at what you got in this box. So this is what I started with in my video the other night. It's called Let Your Light Shine. It's a bundle. So you have the stamp, the stencil, and the cutting dies. Look at all those dies, you guys. And when I say this kit is such a great value, I am not joking. You get so many products for such a great price in this kit. This is what we're going to be working with today. It's called Oh Christmas Tree, and I had to do it because I was so inspired by those modern trees. And I love how they're all a little bit different. So I was thinking we would do a fun mini slimline card with those today. And so Oh Christmas Tree has a stamp set and a die set. And then you have layered mistletoe, which will be my third project, probably next week after I get past the event. So this one's called Layered Mistletoe, and you have a layering stencil set. Let me take this out to show you. But I always love Gina's layering sets, layering stencils. They're really well done. this one gives you lots of dimension because you have 4 different layers. You have your berries with the bow, then you have the shading on your berries and bow, then you have the overall color of the leaves, and then kind of that shading color on those mistletoe leaves. So you can see a graphic of that there, what that looks like. And it's really modern and fresh and just kind of fun. Yeah, Sorum, you are so right. The sentiments in this kit are fantastic. So I love that you have lots of different styles of sentiments. So if you need something small, these are perfect. And they're really modern and just clean, right? That type font. And then in Let Your Light Shine, you have these big and bold sentiments with the handwritten words, which I really love. So you get a little something for everyone, and you can mix and match those with your different cards and the other things you have in your stash. Okay, so this was a card that I shared the other night on Tuesday night, and oh my goodness, you guys, look, okay, when I turn it that way, you can really see that paste. So your free gift when you get the kit is this amazing sparkle gel. This stuff is really cool because it's unlike any of the other gel pastes that I have. It has like a great thickness to it, so it's not going to mess up or go under the stencil. I just think it's fantastic. And it also, look at how sparkly this stuff is. And it's a perfect iridescent sparkle, so it doesn't have a certain color to it. I love it. Hey, Marianne Ward, nice to see you, friend. I know, it is so cool, Carissa, this stuff. And this is your free gift. So you get all of this with your kit purchase, which I'm really excited about. But okay, so look at that shine on those lights. Then I use the coordinating Polyglaze. So let me show you that. I'm gonna make sure that I keep out the products that I'm using today. I'm gonna put that right down here. Okay, so the Polyglaze is really awesome because it coordinates perfectly with the 3 bundles that you have in your kit. It works with those dies as well so that you can cut out everything that you foil. And I have my fuse machine right here warming up, getting ready. But this is the one that I'm going to use today. And I'm going to show you how you can use your stamps in conjunction with Polyglaze and kind of create a really fun card. So this is the Christmas tree one. You can see I haven't cut into it yet. We're going to do that today. But not only do you get the trees, you get all your sentiments, and look how many you get. So if you really want to get your Christmas cards done, you can sit there and create a dozen of these tree cards in different iterations. And that's what I love about, these sheets. They give you so many different sheets that you can just sit there and foil. You can foil this entire sheet and run it through and then just die cut it out. So, Mary Ann's shipped already. Hooray. That's exciting, Mary Ann. She ordered the kit and the coordinating Polyglaze. Good for you, Mary Ann. Thank you, Winnie. You're so sweet. Yes, the gel, and who said that? That was Mari. Mari says, I'm so looking forward to playing with that gel. Yes, you will love it. It is really cool stuff. Okay, so here's the Polyglaze for the layered mistletoe so that you can use your stencils with that too to color it in and then have that shiny, foily, foiled outline. And then you guys saw me in my video use the Let Your Light Shine. Pretty much everything you see on that stamp, you have something here to foil with. So that's really cool. All right, so that was the card that I created the other day. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, after this video, just go back and go to my videos tab and you will find that. Okay, so I grabbed a couple of greens here. Really love, this is Christmas Pine, I believe. I just love that kind of bluish green. I think that's the one I'm going to use today. But then I did grab some colors because I feel like I just cannot get away from creating in color. And I love I love that Christmas, it's kind of an anything goes, right? You can create traditional colors, you can create very neutral colors like silvers and blues, or you can just go all rainbow. And I thought that this would be a fun project to go all rainbow. I have a card base cut here, 3.5 inches by 6 inches. I'm going to create a mini slimline because when you're creating a row of something, say a row of trees, a row of mittens, a row of anything, I think it really works for a mini slimline because it's not as high and it's a little bit longer. So it really works for those dimensions. So I have my card base there, have a piece of 80-pound white here cut to the same size for stamping. But the first thing that I want to do is grab my Polyglaze so that I can get one of my trees. This is going to probably be my focal tree, the one that's in the center of the card, foiled. And I want this tree to kind of stand out. I really like this tree. And if you can see it, this is the one that has the little stars as dots. Let me show you that on here. So that's a combination of this and that. See those little stars? So it's really, really cute. Carissa says, I knew it would be super colorful. Yes, we're going with color today. We are going with color. Now I'm going to show you how I put everything for my fuse machine together. This is what I find the easiest way to store my foils so that they are not folding or doing anything weird. This is just, I think it's from, yes, the Container Store. It's just a plastic envelope. I keep my booklet for my fuse just in case I have any issues. I keep the carrier folders, which you can get these on Gina's website. These are really great for running through your machine. I know a lot of people try like homemade ones, but I really recommend using what Gina has created for the fuse. And then all my foils are in here. Now I wish I had them all color coded, and that's something that's on my list to do, like knowing what foil is what. But I'm pretty positive that this is turquoise sea or tranquil teal. I can't remember which one. It's one of the teals, right? The dark teal. And so I'm pretty sure it's turquoise sea because I pulled out my ink here and I thought that would be the perfect color to go in the middle, right? And so why don't we do some polyglaze with this one? Now, what you can also do is when you have out your machine, why not just do a few different colors, you know, so that when you go to create next time, you have something else done and ready to go. And then you can just store that with your polyglaze. So I'm going to pull out this one here, this gold. Might as well. Now, the one thing that I almost always forget to do, and this is, I don't know why I always forget to do this, but I do, is to wipe off. I'm going to put my inks up here so they're kind of out of the way. And I obviously need the new ink stand, the bigger one. Look, my four ink stand is, I always have one sitting off to the side. I love fives. 5 colors makes me happy. Okay, I try to stay organized, Gina. I try, but you know. Hey, Marta, nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I just lost my scissors. Where did they go? I'll find them. Hold on. I had Gina's scissors here, and now, like, I don't know if they fell or what happened. Okay. We're just going to cut our foil because I don't really want to waste my foil. Just going to cut it to about the same size as that piece of cardstock polyglaze that I just cut. And I always keep a Swiffer duster in my drawer right below me. And this is going to take off any of the dust, the particles, the dog hair, the whatevers that may be between the polyglaze and the foil. And then I'm going to grab my fuse, put it right here. Barbara says we all dream in that color. Yes, I do. I think most of us who follow Gina love Gina's signature turquoise colors. Oh, one thing I almost didn't do. When you first turn it on, you flip the switch, you hit the button. It's automatically on 0. So that means no heat. No heat. That's only going to be some pressure. So you want to turn this up to a 3. That's going to be your standard heat preference for foiling with your Polyglaze. I might have gone to 4 one time to see how that went, but I've never gone to 5. Don't know. Yes, dog hair is definitely in there somewhere, right? Barbara said, I love the idea of rainbow holiday trees. Anna, thank you for being here. You're waiting for your kit. I know you're waiting patiently. And the Gina K team, they're amazing at shipping out their, your new products. So I'm sure it'll be there before you know it. Lou Ann says, I love color too, so I can't wait to see yours. I just love it. I love coming up with different color schemes for the holidays. If you're in my holiday magic class tomorrow, Carissa actually, my friend Carissa who's on here, Carissa Wiley, actually came up with a color scheme, and I wanted to kind of stick to the colors that she was using, so I added some blues to it, and it's really, really pretty. It's like pinks and greens and really lighter colors, and I feel like you can do anything at Christmas time, anything at all, and that's what I love about it. All right, so all we do is wait for this light to be green. In the camera, it looks like it's flashing green. It's actually red, but oh, he is a big puppy, Barbara. Winston is big. He's like full grown boy now. It's kind of crazy. So I wouldn't be able to pick him up for the video anymore. I'll have to get him on camera for you guys at some point, maybe next week. Okay, so running this through, you just lightly push that carrier sheet in and make sure you do it the folded side in first, and then you don't do anything. You just wait until it comes out the back side. Thank you, Jerry. I'm excited to see my card too. I did not pre-make this one, so I'm hoping that it turns out great. Anna says, can you foil both trees at once with 2 different colors? You can, absolutely. If you put them in the sheet together, you can totally do that side by side. I just didn't because I was talking to you. So you definitely can, and that would make it go a little bit faster. You can essentially, Anna, fill up this entire thing with Polyglaze sheets that you have ready to go, right? And as long as they're in there and the Polyglaze sheet is properly covered with the foil, you don't have gaps or anything like that, then you can totally do that. Oh my gosh, Marisol said, I ordered the kit. The last kit I ordered was 7 years ago. You are going to have so much fun with it, Marisol. You are. It's going to be awesome. Okay, let's see this reveal. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. Okay, so it's really fine detail, which is what I love about it, but look how shiny that is. It is super shiny. And this is going to be the focal point because the rest of my trees are going to be stamped. So we're not going to add foil on top of foil on top of foil. We're just going to have that one tree stand out. I always think that it's nice on a card to have that focal point. Okay, let's see it in this gold. Oh, that's pretty too. Look at that. So then I have another one for another card ready to go. Now let's go ahead and do a sentiment too. How about I do Oh Christmas Tree and Happy Holidays? So then I can choose. And we can cut both out and have leftovers for a second card. Now I'm going to grab the black onyx. I hope I have a piece of this left. So if you missed it, Mindy Egan created a video about how she swatches her foils with swatches that Gina has in her shop and organizes them. And I highly recommend you going over to Mindy's channel and just searching for that. It's a great video, really great video, and that's essentially what I need to do. with my foils so that I don't mix up the names and I get everything right. But there's a lot of organization projects that I have here in my office in my to-do list, and I'm sure you guys do too. I think as crafters, it's just an ongoing thing for us, right? Okay, so let's run this one through, and then we'll have everything foiled. I always think it's faster for you to do the same thing together over and over again. So if I would have foiled and stamped and pulled out my fuse again and foiled again, you know, it just makes the project go even longer. And if you only have an hour to sit down and make a card, you know, that eats up your time. Oh, Luann said it took her 5 months to get her fuse out of the box, but once I did, a fusing monster was created. I totally know what you mean by that. Yes. I feel like I am pulling it out at every release because, I mean, when you have these amazing Polyglaze sheets, might as well, right? Okay, so what I like about the black onyx is that it's black with the shine. So it's not metallic, if you can understand that. It just has that shine to it. What I think is it looks super professional. It looks like a printed card that you got from, you know, some expensive, fancy stationery store. All right, let's turn off the fuse now. And I'm gonna get it out of the way because the last thing I want to do is accidentally hurt it or do something. Okay. Oh, Kathleen finished school, hooray. So she has her, has that on our to-do list. Kathy her kit is coming next week, so she's watching every video she can to get ideas. I love that, Kathy. That's a great use of your time. Great use of your time. Carissa says my big to-do is my embellishments right now. That is on my list as well, Carissa. Just putting them in these. I got these little boxes from Michael's. Here's some of Gina's rhinestones, which I actually might use. But I got these little boxes and I love them. They have little snaps on the side, so if you drop it, it's not gonna open and spill everywhere. You can get these at the checkout line at Michael's, and I've bought these for all of my sequins and rhinestones, stuff like that, just to kind of keep them in check. Okay, trying to stay organized here and put all of my fuse stuff back so that I don't lose it. What's this? Barbara says my Amethyst Beauty has not been unboxed yet. Oh my gosh. You're waiting for Gina to go to your house to create with you. Barbara, you need to unbox it. You have to. I know you. You watch lots of videos. You're going to know exactly what to do when you open that. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is put this down in that bottom corner just to make sure that I can put it back there in case anything moves or I have to restamp anything. My ears are still clicking every time I swallow, so that's not very fun. Before I get to stamping, I'm gonna grab the die set for Oh Christmas Tree. Dale said she just used her foiling machine. Yes, Gina says take it out today. I love that. Barbara, I know you have some Polyglaze sheets in your stash. I know you do. Oh, that's the wrong one. Let's get the right one. Did I get one that doesn't have one, Gina? And if so, that is going to be just fine. I'm going to figure it out. I think I did, but that's okay. I'm going to figure it out. What I can do is fussy cut. So nobody freak out. Don't stress. I'm going to fussy cut it because we can do that. My husband's laughing at me.
I love fussy cutting.
He loves fussy cutting, he said.
It's the sound of it.
He loves, so some people call it fussy cussing because they cuss while they're fussy cutting. You know? Here's my tip with fussy cutting, not cussing. Was that the right one, Gina? Was that the right one? Oh my gosh. Okay, here I am about to like cut it out. Is that the right one? Okay, well, oh, it is the right one. Oh, Gina, you're so smart. Okay. Yes, that is the right one. Thank you. Okay. She just saved me from doing it. But I'll give you my tip on fussy cutting is that I never use angled edges. So I never think about having angles. I think about having rounded curves. So you're always going to be turning the paper so that you have a rounded edge so that it looks more like a die cut. When you die cut something with Gina's products, you never have a harsh, sharp edge, right? You only have kind of those curved edges. And so that's kind of what you're trying to achieve when you fussy cut. Oh, my little things for my Intri-Cut mini were here the other day. Let me see where they are now. Here they are. They're right next to where I keep my machine. So my Intri-Cut mini is so cute and teal and adorable that I keep it on my shelf because I think it looks just adorable when it's closed up. It's like a little tiny handbag. And so I always keep it right next to me on my shelf because I just think it looks cute. There we go. So there's our little tree. Ta-da! Okay. Thank you, Gina, for telling me that. I got it right. Sorum said she was yelling at her screen. We got it, guys. But if I would have fussy cut it, it would have been okay too, right? I don't mind. I really don't mind it. Let's go ahead and cut out our sentiments too. Let's get those done. So we have O Christmas Tree, which is really easy to figure out that one because there's a big O at the beginning. There we go. Just get that in there. For these ones, I like to make sure that I tape down both ends because you can get one end that moves on you. There is a mini Carissa. It's so cute. Look at it. It's cute and teal. And it's just adorable. I think that's the wrong one. I'm looking for Happy Holidays now. Yes, I could have fussy cut it. It's okay. It's okay. But when there's a die, why fussy cut? Why stress? Okay, so when I have two next to each other like this, I'm just gonna put a little bit of tape in the center and tape at the end because we don't want those sentiment strips to move. And this is gonna fit right there on my little plates. There are replacement plates as well for the Intri-Cut mini. So once your plates get a little bit too eaten up, and it's really the bottom plate that, that would get that way, the one that you're cutting into, then it's really easy for you just to grab a new one. But look at how, I've been using mine for a long time and it's doing great. So there's our black Happy Holidays and our Oh Christmas Tree. All right, now for the hard work. That was easy. We let the products do the work for us. Now we have to stamp, right? Now we have to stamp. Now remember, if you are creating, say you're creating 6 cards at once and you foiled all your trees, you got that part done and you want to go to stamp. What I'm going to say is that because we need to start thinking about, stamping multiples when we're doing our Christmas cards. What I'm going to say, have your 6 pieces of cardstock ready to go so that you never switch inks between stamping between your cards. You're just going to ink up, stamp. Once you get a good stamped image, take off that piece of cardstock, put down the next one, ink up, stamp, right? So here is what I'm going to do. I am going to come up with a series of 5 trees, but this one is going to be in the center, right? So our foiled tree is going to be the focal point in the center. You can see here that there are layering opportunities. So you have this tree, the tree spine that layers with this one. This one can layer with that one, can layer with that one, and so on and so forth. So lots of different opportunities here. So these are the 3 main tree shapes. This one I have in the center, but we can mix and match the other ones we have. Or we could do just 3. So let's see. What I think could be really fun is to use these shapes too, because that's kind of cool, right? And it's really modern and really fun. So if we take that shape and say, you can also use these dots as well to make a tree shape. So this one we already have in the center. Maybe we do this one as our light color, which I have as yellow, and do that one there. It'll be partially covered up here, but that's not a big deal. So we do 1, 2, 3. Then we do, say, this star one, this tall star shape there. And we could always do this one as the final shape. So it's like a series of different shaped trees. Now, part of me wishes I would have tried this, but you know, it's gonna be okay. I just tell myself that. It will totally be all right. I think I went this skinny tree though. Yeah, my busy mom strategies, Barbara, those are called, that's just called trying to survive. That's what I would call that. I mean, I think for all of us, no matter if you're a mom or you're not a mom, or you have a business like Gina, you have family that relies on you, maybe aging parents, everybody has something that means that they don't have as much time as they would like to create. And so you kind of have to just figure it out. Okay, here's the great thing about having this this ruler here is that you can obviously see that 3 inches is my center line. And so I'm gonna make sure that tree's on the center line and then kind of line up everything else around here. Now, ideally, I will trim this off too. So just in case I don't get things centered, guess what? I can trim it down to be correct. So I'm not too worried about that. Okay, so this is going to be our most solid tree. Excuse me. And I'm gonna put that right about there. Keep it there, and then move my magnets. Everybody can get a little organized for themselves. Now with a solid tree, I know Gina uses her hand a lot of times to make sure that her stamp is nice and, I would say clean is the word I would use. I have this thing called a gum eraser. This is one of the things that I got in my kit when I went to design school 20 plus years ago. It's cut in half and I still have both halves, but that's how long it's lasted me. You can use that eraser. Just make sure that you don't have any eraser shaving kind of feeling things on there. But once you see that the stamp is not shiny, it's more matte, then that means it's good to be used. Now, I have prickly pear here. So why don't we grab a piece of cardstock and just take a look. This is a really great way to just make sure before you stamp your images that you're gonna like what you see. Barbara, if your Misty is 100 years old, oh, you've never used the ruler. I was gonna say, at one point, I think they didn't have rulers and you could add a stick-on ruler to it. That's what I was gonna say. Look how pretty that is. I really like that. A little bit of blue. And then I did medium orchid here. So my colors are coral reef, prickly pear, turquoise sea, blue raspberry, and then medium orchid, which I love. So that's my color scheme. So we just have to make sure we're happy with that. Or do we want to go with a brighter yellow, maybe sweet corn? So let's just see which one we prefer. So there's sweet corn, which I kind of like a little bit better. So maybe we'll switch out prickly pear for sweet corn and then stamp this tree in that color. Let's go for it. what do we have to lose here besides, you know, if we create an ugly card, it's going to be okay. We'll give it to, you know, someone who won't notice, right? Or maybe that person that you dislike just like a little bit, but you feel like you have to do something for, like that neighbor who's really like up in your business or something, and you want to like give them a Christmas card and some baked bread or something. That's, you know, that's what you do with the card that didn't turn out just right. Okay, so let's go with sweet corn here. Pretty, love that. I'm going to do it one more time. That had some really good coverage. So if you're not getting good coverage, then, you know, one thing you can check is just to make sure you're stamping on a good quality cardstock. Like this is SCT's 80 pound or Gina's white, which I can't remember the exact name for it right now. But you can also make sure that your ink pads, especially if you're using ink cubes like I do, those don't hold as much ink as ink pads. So you want to make sure that you keep those well loved and you re-ink those from time to time. Okay, so I have this tree next to it. I can actually add some detail in here with these little branches, and we can do that with prickly pear. That will also add the base onto the tree. So it just adds another layer of dimension. So I'm going to take off my other stamp, pick up this one. Anna says, I count my ugly cards as learning opportunities. They usually end up in the wastebasket and my grandkids dig them out and recycle them. I love that. That's so cute. Yeah, and I think kids would never think that that was ugly, right? Sabrina said, you creating an ugly card is like GKD creating a kit that I don't want. It doesn't happen. That's very sweet of you to say, and I'm sure Gina appreciates that as well. That's very cute. Oh, see, that's the perfect, like, it just adds that tiny little bit of something, something. See? Now remember, you can go back with these additional dimension layers using embossing powder and add even more sparkle if you want to. I'm going to keep my baby wipe up here. Okay, so then we said we were going to do, what were we going to do over here? You know what? I feel like I need to add all the layers on for these trees just because I think they're really cool. So maybe we will do that. So this one we can do with that one, and then we'll kind of mix and match it. I think that's what we're going to do. So I want these to layer up somewhat. So I'm going to do a little tiny little bit of overlap there. I'm going to kind of bring this up. Now what I want to do is maybe I should start with this layer because I can really see where these bases are going to line up. And I think that looks just great. Okay, we're going to go with that. I'm going to move my magnets. Hey, Carrie Goldstein, nice to see you. Yes, I know Kathy was having a class today and I felt so bad, but I figured that everybody could watch me on replay, you know? Everybody can watch on replay. So I went ahead with my normal time, but thank you for coming over to say hello. I'm sure Kathy is having an amazing class as usual. She is a fabulous instructor. So thanks for stopping by. Layla says, we all have that one friend who loves out there colors and fabrics. They would love a card that might be over the top. Absolutely. Absolutely. Or one that you kind of just wasn't your style, but yeah. I mean, it is so rare. I don't think I ever throw a card away. Most of the cards that I make, I do like because I only use the products that I do like, right? So that makes it a lot easier. But if there's one that I'm like, I'm not sure that I would send this card, or my church actually sends out cards to parishioners who, you know, aren't doing well, feeling under the weather. And which one should I use here? which one should I use, Gina? Let's see. Let's do, so I could do that one or I could do this one. Let's see. And where is it? Here it is. And then there's also scrapbook.com's card initiative, which they sent out to a ton of different organizations. So, you know, I highly recommend before you throw away a card, just think that, you know, somebody else might really brighten their day, even if it's not your cup of tea or you didn't do as well on it as you think you should have done. Thank you, Marianne. You're so sweet. Okay, this is another really solid one, so I'm going to give it a good wipe off and use my hand. Thank you, Rachel. Nice to see you. Okay, so that looks great. I'm going to use Coral Reef for this one. So I used dark carnation to actually get that base on there, and I'm going to use Coral Reef. The other color that I could use, ooh, and this is like, should I change? Let me grab it. So that one would be Sunkissed Coral, which could be really, really pretty too. See, Coral Reef is just a little bit more red. Sunkissed Coral is kind of like its little sister. Maybe we should do that. Let's try it. You know, let's see what we think. Let's give it a try. There's not much difference in it, you know, and especially once they dry. Okay, let's do it. Let's do Sunkissed Coral. I love this ink color and all of Gina's, you know, latest ink color release. They're all so beautiful. And I think that is going to be pretty perfect. Look at that. It's so pretty. I actually don't want to stamp that again because I don't want to lose that detail of the dark carnation line behind. But look, we have 2 layers already. And look how cute that is. Hey, Trudy in the UK. Nice to see you. My family is half British. So my husband is from the UK as well. So, yeah.
So quarter British or American?
Well, I'm all American, yes. My kids are half British, but yes. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So what we could do here is just switch up the background to this X-shaped background. I'm liking where this is going though. Thank you, Gina. Hey, Brianne Loveland. I was talking about you and your ink stand. I was saying that I keep running out of spaces because I always choose more than 4 colors. And then I found out that there is a new ink stand that I must have apparently. So need to add to cart. Need to add to cart. I have so many things to add to cart actually because I am going to get Gina's new embellishments, which I didn't get. I'm going to get some new foils. So I think this is a shopping weekend for me. I'm going to move this a little bit closer. Just a teensy bit here. This is a tall one. This is a tall tree because I do want some overlap here. So you can bring this even closer like that. I just want to make sure that my bases are not too far off. Try not to let your magnets go together. It's the worst, isn't it? Okay. Here we go. Pick this one up. So this is Turquoise Sea, right? So it's not going to be too overpowering because it's mostly white, but then you have that beautiful foil. So this one is going to be Blue Raspberry. However, maybe we should grab the Sky Blue. Let's grab Sky Blue. Okay. And my reasoning for that is because I want this base to be a lot darker than the main part of the tree. And I'll go back and add all of these ink colors on after the live is done. Take a picture of my card so you guys can see it. Now remember, if you have all your cardstock cut and you're doing 6 of these cards, you're going to do 1 color at a time, right? over and over again, just one color, so that you're only using your reds first, then you're going to your yellows, then you know, back and forth like that. So it's just a lot easier for you to create multiple cards when you do that. Gina, that's so funny. Gina makes so many cards. I am always amazed at release party when she starts laying out the cards on the table. I don't know where, you're just prolific, Gina. And then you come up with these amazing ideas for your Thursday lives using master layouts. It's just fantastic. Here we go. Let's pick up the solid. Now, I think my tree might be a little wonky, but what Christmas tree isn't a little wonky, right? That's just the nature of Christmas trees, isn't it? It kind of is. But what I can do, no, I kind of want to match that up. So that's the good thing about these trees, is that you can really clearly see from the tip to that point at the bottom that it's going to line up on the line that you've already done. Yeah, Gina said, I don't have babies at home anymore. I know, but you have an uber amount of creativity. So props for that. You still have Tom at home to take care of. You got Tom, and you got grandpuppies, and you know, you've got grandkitties, I think, don't you? You have grandkitties too. Oh, that's really cute. Now, I think I'm going to stamp that one more time. One more. And I think that adding this orchid color is just really going to make these trees pop. Yes, I love that. I'm glad I did that one more time. Okay. That is beautiful. So what do you think, you guys? How cute is that, right? Okay, last one. I think that we should go with this one with the little dots. No. Well, the thing is, Gina, with this summer that has been just a killer for me is just running the kids places, and especially Lizzie, who's, you know, home with us. She's been in a couple of camps, but the camps are like a half an hour away. So by the time you drive her to camp and you get back home, it's already, you know, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and because of course the camps don't start until 9:30 or 10, and it's almost like your entire day is just completely gone. So frustrating. Okay, I'm gonna do this one underneath the dots. So that means I can do dark orchid and medium orchid, which will be great. I know, isn't this fun, Jerry? I just thought it would be, it's so cheerful, just really cheerful to create a rainbow tree card. They make me immensely happy. Now, the thing that I'm gonna be sure of here is that I'm kind of keeping the same distance from this side as I am this side, because I don't want to trim off too much of this card front. Even though I am going to put it on a piece of that Christmas pine, I still want to be mindful of the spacing that I'm doing here. Okay, so let's grab our dark orchid. Yes, that's kind of true, Gina. And last year my daughter was in zoo camp, and it's about 45 minutes with traffic to the zoo. And man, that was I mean, she had a lot of fun, but for me, it was not the best week. Not the best week. She didn't do that one this year. Oh, that's so funny. Carrie says she needs overnight shipping. You're suffering from FOMO right now, but Carrie, you have these videos, and then you can just play it over and pretend that it's the first time you were watching it, right? That's what you can do. I think this is going to be so cute. Okay, let's make sure it's where I want it to be. And then I'm going to use medium orchid here. And just make sure, once your cardstock shifts, just make sure it's down in that bottom right-hand corner. Here we go. There's something to be said for just stamping too. I know, you know, we have the amazing Polyglaze. We have all sorts of, you know, awesome products out on the market that make creating so much fun. But sometimes, oh, I love that. Sometimes you just got to go back to stamps and ink to find your way back, right? And that's what this card shows you. Look at how cute that is, you guys. Isn't that great? And how beautifully did these stamp with that Gina K ink? Beautiful. So remember, I will put all of the colors. If you didn't catch them, I'll put them all on the video description. But take a look at that. I think that that is the cutest card ever. But we need to add it to a little bit of color around it to ground it. Now, Gina, I don't know if there is a master layouts designed for mini slimline, but if there is, I don't have it, and I need to find out because I would love to have one. But right now, I'm going to take out my trimmer. Here we go. And I'm going to trim off the edges by about 1/8 of an inch, I think. And then we can get everything kind of squared away. Oh, taking more than one child to activities during the same times, different locations. Yeah, that's really fun. Usually my daughter has to arrive early somewhere, right? If that's the case. But yeah, and she doesn't mind. She's fine to be early, but yes, that is the tricky thing. For right now, they're both in soccer, but Lizzie's in travel soccer. Ayrton's not yet because he's too small. But that's going to get really, really interesting when they're both in travel soccer. And we're going to different fields on the same day. Oh, it's Master Layout 7. Okay, thank you. Add to cart, Master Layout 7. That's going to be my job after this. I have lots of things to buy. I'm excited about it though. I love getting new supplies to get me inspired. Okay, so our mini slimline is 3.5 by 6 inches. Have you guys noticed that I did not take off my my protective sheeting yet? I think we had talked about this ages ago on a live about how those type A people in us, if you're type A, you know, hands up. But the type A in us loves to keep that protective film on for as long as possible to make sure that our new tools stay looking new and you don't get like ink smears on something or a red ink stain or, you know, anything like that. Because it's always a bummer when you do that. I feel like I've lost everything here on my desk. Here it is. No, I don't need my admin. Thank you very much. Gina said, I was trying not to say anything. I know, it's just there. Until it actually comes off, I do not pull off that plastic. I just like everything to be nice and new looking for a while, you know? So I feel like I'm going to have to pull out my bottle brush trees to take a picture of this card, right? So there's our Christmas pine green. And look how that just stands out. It just really instantly makes those colors pop. You can use black too if you know, love black like Gina. Throw some black on there. I thought this Christmas pine is a really pretty green. Now for my card the other day I used jelly bean green and that was gorgeous. I need to order some red cardstock because that's just not something I have a lot of in my stash. There we go. Okay, and then I can put our foiled piece. I'm going to pop this one up with some foam. I'm just going to use 1 millimeter because, you know, I don't want to make it too big. What is the name of the paper that I used for foil in the hot machine? So the machine that I used is Gina K's fuse foiling machine. So it is like a Mink machine, but it's Gina K's brand. And the paper that I used, and I'll show you here because I have it right here, is called Polyglaze. So it's not a paper. It is specifically printed. You can see that, see how that print is a little bit shinier, and that's what's going to pick up your foil. Okay, so the foil that you use for these machines is not a hot foil. It's a little bit different than what you would use, say, for a glimmer machine, right? So you have to make sure that if you are getting the fuse, that you get the right foil. And you can go on Gina's site and grab the foil in there and know that you're going to be getting the correct foil. You can find foil that's Gina's brand and ThermoWeb's brand on her website, or you could go over to the ThermoWeb website. What's the best red for Christmas now? That's a good question. I like that question. What is the best red, Gina, in your opinion? Okay, I can't even find my tweezers. I feel like everything's gone. Here it is. Gina says red velvet for Christmas. Thank you. Add to cart. Add red velvet to cart. Look how pretty that is. I love having just that tiny bit of foil so that it gives you something that stands out from the back of the card. Look how modern and clean this card is. It is just really fresh, right? And I'm not saying that every card has to be like that, but isn't it nice to create cards in different styles? And then look, we can put, oh, Christmas tree right there. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. So these are a little bit thinner. So my 1/4 inch foam, I'm gonna cut down in half. Just right down the middle. Thank you, Tanya. Hope everything's going well for you in Northern Kentucky. Say hello to everybody for me. If you guys don't know, I'm from Northern Kentucky, so. Thanks, Barbara. This is a cool design, isn't it, Gina? It's just really, it's just modern, super modern and clean. And that's why I said, you know, I was going to create a clean and colorful card today because that's kind of my go-to. Now, here's a little mistake that I made, just realized. I'm going to put this on here and that's going to push down that, or, which isn't bad, that's not bad. Or I can cut a little bit out of the center so it doesn't push it down. Let's see, so somewhere around the M. Let's make sure that that is, yeah, I'm gonna just do a little cut in my foam and then pull off that foam right there. See? So just made a little cut in the foam so that I could go around my little tree here. Keeping it simple always works, especially when you're doing Christmas cards, right, Carrie? Hey, Catherine, nice to see you. Thanks, Mary Ann. Yeah, I love this. It makes me happy. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I go in my little cut there and that everything is straight. And if you need to, grab your T-square. Gina K designs T-square and that looks perfect just before you push it down. Okay, I think this needs a little bit of sparkle. It has some foil. I love the colors, but let's add some sparkle. So I'm gonna grab our little rhinestones here. This is just perfect actually, just to add that little bit of shine. Oh, it's out of stock, but make sure you hit notify me. Yeah, oh, Gina says all the cardstock will be back in stock within the next week, so that's great to know. You need to move back. I'm pretty happy where I am, but yes, I know it is hot and steamy, and you guys have had so many storms because my poor parents have just been inundated with storms and tree limbs down and all the things. So Okay, so what I like to do with my gems is just get them in place first. I always like to look at them in place before I do any gluing, because sometimes I will realize that I just went a little bit overboard and have to pare it back, right? That's what we do. What was it? Coco Chanel said always, before you leave the house, always take off one thing. And I am a true believer of that. There's always might be going a little bit overboard in some way. I think I like that. So I have 7 total. Here's another thing that I do that's kind of ridiculous. I keep the tube. Does anybody else keep the tube? Just in case? I don't know. It's a sickness. It's something I have to work on. It's something I have to work on, right? Oh, so funny. Yeah, it kind of is. It's kind of ridiculous, yeah. My husband just said I was ridiculous. Okay, just getting the, oh, excuse you, are you okay? I'm live, I don't know if you realized. Okay. Yes, my husband apologizes for his cough during my live. I don't know, they probably could. I have a pretty good microphone. Okay, look how fast that was. So good. Look. I am so happy about this card. It's really cheerful, right? It's just cheerful and fun, and it makes me happy. And I hope it makes you guys happy too. All right. I'm gonna go back to my face cam so I can tell you about my news, which I'm really excited about. Before we go, a couple things. If you haven't yet purchased the Gina K Designs Christmas in July kit, check out the link in my video description below. You can click more and that will expand the list so that you can see all the products that I used. As soon as I'm off the live, I'll update that list with the ink colors that I use so that you can take note of those. And then I will photograph my card, get it up on my blog posts. And if you didn't know, my blog posts are always where I embed the video, share the project images, so everything's in one place. And I also have the visual supply list there too. So you can always go to my blog post later in the day and grab everything there too. So it's easy to find everything. Thank you so much, Gina, for giving us amazing, really beautifully designed products to work with, to create with, and, you know, just bring us some joy. And I appreciate you for being here. You are so kind. All right. One thing I wanted to share, see these cards right there? See those 3? Those are going to be up on my blog tomorrow. And I'm using some new Winnie the Pooh products that I'm in love with. And they're 3 really cute cards. So be sure to check that out on my blog tomorrow. The one thing that I wanted to share with you is a new event. You ready? I am teaching in the Joyful Holiday Card Making event with Pink and Maine. That's October 25th and 26th of this year. I'm really excited to be teaching with some of my favorite card makers. A couple of them I know really well. So Justin Adkins, he lives right down the road from me. He's a wonderful, wonderful card maker. Lori Craig, she's just an amazing person. She's going to be showing you how to color in your images with Olo markers. Libby Hickson I've known for a really long time, and she's working with Pink and Maine now. Love her to death. Charlene is on our Scrapbook and Cards Today design team, and her work is just stunning. Mindy Egan, obviously you know Mindy really well. She's fantastic. And Nicole Sport, I don't know her as well, but I know that she's an amazing card maker too. Michelle Curry, as you know, is the owner at Pink and Maine. She's just the sweetest person. And I love the Pink and Maine team, and I'm really proud to be in this event. So there's a link to the event in my video description below. Be sure to go there and check it out. Sign up. I think it's at a really great price point, and we're going to have a weekend of fun in October. Winnie said she was so excited that she signed up first thing in the morning. Yes, Mindy Egan is a boss. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so that is my big announcement. I'll be sure to post that in my stories as well. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I know you have a lot of different things to do and different places to be. And I appreciate you for stopping by my little slice of the interweb here to join me for an hour of card making. Thank you all so much. I will see you back here next Friday at noon Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Central. And if you're joining me for Holiday Magic tomorrow, I can't wait to see you. Get your homework done. Okay, bye you all. Have a wonderful weekend and happy creating.